And we're back after an extremely long hiatus. I have actually have no idea how long this hiatus is, and my computer's not plugged in. It is, but the charger is not actually in the wall, but the cord is in the USB-C Thunderbolt 3 port of my MacBook Air M1 2021 computer. It is Wednesday, February 26th, 3:33 in the morning of 2025. This is the first podcast recording of 2025, and it is the first one that I've done since I have interviewed Mac. There's an episode that was not released that was with Olivia Darkhunt, Livy Darkhunt, as many people know her as. I actually cut that episode because I almost got fired a little bit before we recorded that episode, and it threw me off my game immensely, and it just wasn't a good episode for that purpose. So that is why I hope to record another one with her soon. That will be much better than one where I am so rattled. Now that housekeeping is over, um, what is up? It's been a second. It's been a long while. I don't know when the last time I actually did one of these. I didn't care to check before I opened up the Logic Pro X on the old computer. I actually have a new computer now. I think it's been long enough to where this was still my main computer when I was doing this. So if that tells you anything, yeah, lots of things have changed. I don't think I can really cover it all in one episode, but we can do a quick recap for the people at home, for the me in the future. I always like to pretend I actually have people listening to this. It's entirely possible that there are people listening to this, but I think it's easier for me if I pretend there are, but I know there aren't, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't. We're currently peaking at around minus 7. I should probably be peaking a little bit higher than that, to be completely honest with you. But, minus 12 is, I think, what we should be at the entire time. Which reminds me, we had an audio issue with a film I did recently, and we can get into that a little bit sooner after I adjust the microphone a bit. Anyway, yeah, so the last time I was recording one of these, I think it was at least a solo episode. It was before I had Mac on here, and I know I had Mac on here just a little bit after last summer, and it's currently February, so it's been a while. I know that in November I got a new job, and it's completely changed my life trajectory and for the better, which is a great thing. And it just made me kind of realize how draining it is to have a job that you go to every single day that you do not enjoy, and that how much of a privilege it is. And honestly, just how weird it feels to show up to a job that you do enjoy, and that you do enjoy looking forward to, and that you're more than willing to work for free, for lack of a better word, being on the clock when you're actually not, whether that be responding to texts or emails or just thinking about it when you're not on getting paid for it. So that's pretty cool. This new job is at the same place that I worked at before as a facilities assistant. I am now the live media coordinator and video director. That is the official role of my position. I am in charge of the live broadcast and the in the room. So basically all video that is live that has to do with Sunday mornings and this Tuesday night Bible study that we have going on. It's that is the part of the job that most people see. I see the main part of the job of this position, managing volunteers and the aspects of that upkeep with materials, and then like doing research on new equipment to buy and what to upgrade, how things can be switched, how things can be fixed that are falling apart and whatnot. Um, so yeah, we can get a little bit into that. I have plans to cover more on the YouTube channel. I haven't uploaded on the YouTube channel with a video that is a normal YouTube video of mine that would normally be uploaded there. That wasn't the day in the life of doing video directing that was up there recently. That's like an hour long of Christmas. I intend to incorporate that job a lot more, and that'll be cool. And I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, I mean, that's really all I have to say about that. The job I'll get into a little bit more as I cover more things. What else have I done recently? Yeah, Mac and I, we are wrapping a pre-production on a short film that Mac wrote and directed. I was the director of photography, the editor, and one of the composers for this. I also helped executive produce this project as well, so that was pretty cool. And all that sounds really awesome until you learn that it's not a student film, but it is a passion project of a recent student me and a current student Mac. Not to get ahead of myself when it comes to these types of things, you can say, "Hey, I was the executive producer of this film." But I mean, the film is I'm pretty proud of what I did for the film in terms of cinematography, editing, and what is it, scoring and whatnot. Especially since I don't advertise myself as a composer, and it's not something that I identify with on any level. It's just I used to do music at one point, and that was that was a part of what I did. But other than that, not so much on the composer side. So yeah, I am proud of this film immensely, especially since the last one I did, I didn't actually know how to expose my footage properly. So that's something else, isn't it? Um, I started thinking about just now, actually, anecdotally, I started thinking about the FX3 that I shot the Murphy's Law on. I think I've talked about that a little bit on this podcast. I think that's old enough. Yeah, I just realized, didn't know this. The FX3. This is nobody's going to care about this, but I want to talk about this because I'm thinking about it right now. The FX3 is the same exact sensor as the A7S3, and I always thought it was slightly different because the base ISO levels of the FX3 are advertised at 800 and 12,800 ISO dual base, respectively, while the A7S3 is at 640 ISO at the bottom and 12,800 at the very top. But it turns out in flexible ISO, which is the only setting on the A7S3, but a flexible ISO on the FX3, respectively, is also 640 and is not 800. The 800 comes from the Cine EI setting, which is one of the cinematic modes on that camera. So it actually is the same sensor, but the different log performances have different ISOs that work best with them. Now that we've covered that thing that nobody cares about, we can talk more about the Credit Man film. It's called Credit Man, the film that me and Mac did. It is a story of a salesman down on his luck. I attribute it to, or I compare it to Falling Down, starring Michael Douglas and Wolf of Wall Street. So, like, what if Wolf of Wall Street didn't go well? I know it doesn't go well in the end, but what if it didn't go well at all? And yeah, it's a really interesting film to come out of a student short film school type thing. It's not a goth girlfriend, dark, tragic, and dreary story where, like, oh no, the girl gets murdered by her boyfriend. Oh no, and it's not a film school film, much like the existing Absolute film that I covered BTS of on my channel. I love that film, by the way. It's just very film school, in all the best ways possible. So doing a corporate Glengarry Glen Ross Office Space style Fight Club movie, I was really interested in doing, and also Mac is a really good friend of mine, and I will support him in any way possible on his endeavors. So yeah, well, I'm working on that. I also shot a satirical noir directed by Bryce Fimbres, I believe is how he says his last name. Never asked him. I probably should, since I will be talking about that film A lot more coming up. Both those films were shot in, wow, let me say that again. Both those films were shot in October of 2024. And they're only just getting done now because I kind of just took a break from film in general because I got really sick and I kind of was burnt out, honestly, after doing so much so quickly. Um, yeah, and also I did get the new job in November. So October, all that was being done, and then November I get the new job. And this is the kind of job where it does actually take 3 months or so to settle in. The Yeah, the Christmas for my job was really interesting. I'd love to talk about that at some point. Really great experience. I think I should speak on before it's completely wiped from my memory, as some things are. And I'm trying to get rid of that type of thing when it comes to me. I've been infamously someone who forgets a lot of experiences, and that's not good for me to do that. Um, yeah, it's not good for me to do that. I think I just peaked the audio there of my clicking of my mouth. I apologize. Yeah, someone who doesn't do that very often is Matt Damon. He is what does he do? The dude has photographic memory, but not photographic memory. He has photographic memory if it was experiential. So everything he experiences, he just remembers as if he had seen it, and he has photographic memory that way. I don't know what you would call that type of memory. Maybe he's just really sharp and really smart, and that's all there is to it. Either way, Matt Damon, he really understands on a deep level his experiences and can relay them in an interesting way. Whenever he's asked about it, I remember listening to a podcast by Bill Simmons talking to Matt Damon in 2019. And Matt Damon's talking about things that he did in 1997, 1999, 2004, 2001. And it's like, man, like maybe it is better to prioritize your memory instead of saying, hey, I don't actually remember doing that. I have no memory of this. That's pretty lame in hindsight. I don't know why. It's not like I tried to forget things. Like that wasn't my intention, but that's just kind of the way it turned out. So much so that like I mean I don't know if I can count this like almost drowning in Hawaii, because that's somewhat traumatic and it might be something that you'd want to forget. So I was gonna say I almost forgot that I did that because I didn't include it in the Hawaii vlog that I made for the family. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of its own incident. um, yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Christmas real quick, because yeah, if I don't talk about it now, I may never talk about it. So yeah, when I got my new job, the volunteer situation was the worst aspect of the things that I have to take care of. In terms of things I have to take care of, it's just I have like the actual skill set part of the job, which is running the switcher board and directing all the camera operators on a Sunday morning. And then you have the kind of the tech area where it's like, okay, I need to understand all the computers and the software programs that we run to make sure that we have a Sunday morning that flows well. And then the third aspect I would say would be the leadership part and the coordination of all the volunteers. And luckily, I have a volunteer who's been doing this thing for like 12, 14 years. His name is Sterling. I love the guy. He's fantastic. But it's he can't be like the person who can lead everybody because he's at their level. You know what I mean? He's also a volunteer. He may be the chief volunteer, but he is still a volunteer at the end of the day. So you need someone on staff to get that leadership going. And it's really interesting because I am 21. I'm going to be 22 soon in April because that's how that works. When you get a year older. Fantastic. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate that. But yeah, some of these guys, let's say with Sterling, for example, I think the dude is like 78 or something like that. I know that Alan, he's another one of the guys who serves on Tuesdays for those Bible studies. He's going to be 80 in a year, so that's also pretty insane. And then I have some guys who are in their 50s, 60s, 40s, and then I also have people who are my age or younger. We got a guy who's working there. He's like 16, right? Working volunteer, right? So a really wide range of people. and it takes a lot to be able to, you know, I don't want to say lead. I want to lead these people because it makes me sound a certain way, but to be effective in terms of communicating and directing all those types of personalities because they have all the right not to listen to me just on the basis of the fact that they are over twice my age, and they've been doing it longer than I have. So, and I was also a volunteer before I was hired on staff. So there's also that I had to kind of get over. You know what I mean? Not get over like personally, but like physically overcome on a social level. Because it's always harder when you were once part of their team, on their level. It's like, okay, well, yesterday we were just hanging out in the green room, and now today you're telling me what to do, like you're my boss, because you are my boss now, because they hired you. So yeah, super interesting dynamic there. Luckily, I've always been really respectful to all the guys there. There was never any like sort of quarrels. There was like no one that like I didn't like or didn't like me. So yeah, extremely lucky to have that kind of situation going on. Man, a lot of yapping going on in this podcast. Very effective. I guess that's what happens when you don't record a solo episode for a year. You have a lot to talk about. Yeah. So Christmas, the goal with that was to, let's say, kind of recover the trust from the volunteers. And um, I know the previous Christmas, I wasn't super part of it. I volunteered for a singular service because I was working my old job, the facilities, and it is all hands on deck during Christmas. So they're like, no, you can't serve on a separate team. We're paying you to work on this team, so you're going to work on this team. A completely reasonable request from my boss on Christmas, but yeah. So I wasn't really aware of too much of the happenings going on. It was kind of told to me after the fact. I knew that it wasn't a good vibe, but I know it's pretty observable dynamic, especially because of how bad it was. I actually wasn't aware that one of our like Sterling, who's been serving for years and years, was like thinking about quitting because of how bad the experience was in terms of rehearsal and how things were managed. So definitely, this was definitely an opportunity to flip the script on how the volunteers are treated and how we were communicating with them. So like a month before the dress rehearsal, I got this huge group text together, and actually Sterling set it up for me, bless his soul. And I sent out this like paragraph after paragraph of text. I also sent it out to the same guys in an email, just basically detailing everything that is going on, the heart behind it, how we feel about it as a team, how I feel about it as someone joining the staff in this position, and I'm pretty proud of that email. I really don't remember too much of what I said in it. Here we go again, talking about not being able to remember what I did. We got to be more like Matt Damon here, right? But yeah, I think that email went over really well. People liked the email. It was great. It was great. Whatever. Um, they really appreciated that everything was super clearly communicated about this, and I probably should have done a better job communicating BWE, but at the same time, I'm not in charge of that. When it comes to Christmas or Easter, and when it comes to Christmas or Easter, I am in charge of that. So still could do a better job with BWE. That's a youth event that the youth coordinators are coordinating. So I'm not like one of the big dogs in that, unfortunately. Fortunately, because I don't have to worry about it, but unfortunately, because a lot of the details get to me late, so I can only send them out so soon. So all the information got out to the volunteers in a speedy manner. Before they were asking, like days before the rehearsal, like, hey, when are we supposed to get there? We don't know when we're supposed to leave. The expectation for them was that they were expected to stay until we're done, and they're volunteers serving their time, not getting paid, most importantly. So to ask them to stay like that, it's really weird because there's a power dynamic in a church when your pastor or executive pastoral staff is asking you to not leave. Um, it's not a good power dynamic there. Um, you know, it's just bad. It's not. Let me take a drink of water real quick. Been yapping a lot here. You know. So that was that was the main gist of like why it was so bad because they really they kind of just felt powerless in the whole situation. And that is nobody likes that. So this time, we had a hard cutoff for volunteers specifically. It's like, hey, you don't have to stay past this time. This is how long we are asking you to stay. And yeah, that's the thing. It's like there. What did my old boss's boss told me one time? Clarity is kindness, and the lack of clarity in terms of expectations for the volunteers has never been a strong point at my work. And I'm working on switching that around because I'm one of those people that would like to know, kind of front to back, what it's looking like. What am I asked to do? What are my duties? Before I say yes to something, because surprises are one thing, but then uh, I don't know. I don't like using the word surprise because really it's an inconvenience, and it is just an absolute sign of disrespect to do that to somebody. Because surprises are like, oh, surprise, here's something good. But at the end of the day, if you're working and you have a family like a volunteer, if something is sprung on you, it means that okay, now I don't have time to do this. When I said I could do this, so now I've let all these other people down because I have to say yes to this thing. It's just it's the whole thing, and I don't like it. So yeah, we did that with the volunteers. I also had like a volunteer dinner. We catered. What did we cater? Buca de Beppo. We had some fantastic spicy chicken pasta thing. I don't forget exactly what it was, but I ate like 10 plates of that shit. It was fantastic. Um, yeah, really awesome stuff. And then we got food for them all, like every service that they served. And yeah, so and then oh yeah, also probably overkill, maybe not. Uh, I wrote handwritten cards to everybody. um, it was kind of the same template for everyone, but because I there's like 23 people, so I don't have time to write a personal like I would like specifically that you did this one thing. But I did handwritten cards. Michael wrote in them as well. Um, and then we had a $10 Starbucks gift card in there as well. So yeah, I know they devoted like 16 hours of their life for a $10 Starbucks gift card, but that's not why they do it. It's just a little cherry on top. Anyway, so the job, we got some terrible cameras, and we're making them look as good as we can. So hopefully we're gonna do a camera upgrade somewhere here in the future. But the upgrade I'm working on right now at my job is the actual my office actually is kind of a public space on Sundays, and it's a dump, to be frank. And I'm working on making it look nice. I got to do some research. We actually just pulled out one of the old broken desks in there. Um, yeah, the part of it was sawed off to fit against a wall. It's a whole thing. We cleared off this junk area as well. Um, I'm gonna cover this in my new video. Spoiler: I'm gonna pretend like I'm doing it for the first time probably. After I get my little action cam DJI Action 5. Yeah, it's basically a GoPro, but it's better than a GoPro, and it's the same price from a different brand. Um, and I'm gonna wear that, and I'm gonna pretend like I'm installing this for the first time. I got a CRT monitor, a CRT TV, black and white. It's a 9-inch horizontal, really cool. I have Star Wars Episode 4 looping on it constantly. And then, oh yeah, I also for the volunteers for Christmas, I did a what do you call it? We did a crew photo, and then they all signed it, and I hung it up. So super awesome. That took a while to get done because everyone is there. Not like everyone's there for Christmas, right? But not everyone is there after that at all times. So sometimes it's a month before someone serves. It's like a month before they're there to sign the photo. So yeah, that's the thing. But uh, that got done. I have a little exhibition light on top of it. Those things that you see at art galleries. And it's really cool because I got these scheduled plugs on Amazon, and it allows you to have a schedule. Obviously, most plugs are just like timers throughout the whole day, where it's like at 9 o'clock turn on, at 10 o'clock turn off, every day, and you can't set it for multiple ways, like different times throughout the week. Because, like for example, on Sunday, I might want the TV to be on from 5:30 to 2 p.m. Right, but on a Monday, I'd want it on from like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. or 5 or 6 p.m. I think I set it to. Right, and so it allows you to do times for different days. Because those tubes in those TVs, they only last 10,000 to 50,000 hours. And my TV I got on eBay used because they don't make these anymore. It was made in 1991. Is a decommissioned security monitor from a hospital. I have no idea how much time is left on those tubes, so I'm trying to make it last as long as possible because I can't really take it to Radio Shack anymore, 2025, to just get it fixed. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can actually turn them on from anywhere in the world as long as the Wi-Fi is on in that building. So that's really really cool. I have the exhibition light on a timer as well because it really only needs to be on when volunteers are around because that's who it's for. It's not for me. So yeah, and I can also manually turn shit on and off when I want to. So that's also very cool. I'm running out of breath here. It's only been like 30 minutes, I think, since I started doing this. And I'm running out of water as well. Unfortunately, I only had like one sip left in my water bottle. I should have refilled it before I started doing this. But you can only do so much. Yeah, something really interesting that I've been doing lately. Sorry to completely switch topics on you. That's just how it's going to be sometimes. You already know that if you've been listening to this for any amount of time. This is probably the most organized and I guess mentally situated this podcast has been in a long time. Usually I just randomly pull this thing up when I feel like it, and I just say random stuff and try to be funny, and it's really cringe. So I've decided just to be exactly how I am on the podcast as I am in real life. What do you know? That's what it's supposed to be. And there's the YouTube description. I think I said like, hey, authentic recordings of me, so I can look back at it in 50 years. Yeah. So I mean, we haven't done a Joker impression yet, so we are progressing in life. It only took us a year of hiatus to bang that out of me. So I'm sure everyone is overjoyed about that fact. What was I even talking about? I was going to talk about the some new things I've been doing with my camera. I think I told you I got a camera recently. Like on the I think I talked about it. If I didn't, I have an A7 IV with a 2.8 7200 G Master. Yes, that's a thing. And that's all that matters. I have a VND Peter McKinnon Polar Pro, and I have a Cinebloom 10% mist filter, and that's basically my whole setup. Yep. I was doing some media work for this group called Vision Percussion. It's really interesting because the person running it was my old drum instructor in high school. So it's like super full circle that not only that, but I think I had to have talked about doing work for my old high school as a drum instructor, and he's my boss as the drum instructor in that. So it's really quite something that like I'm now working with and for my old teachers that were my teachers in high school. So that's a really interesting experience. Anyway, I'm doing media for that guy now, so that's really cool. And it's really cool because I was doing some stuff for my high school, but high school drum lines, there's a maximum level that they can be good to. That's just how it is. And he runs this director guy. He runs a professional drum line, so that's really cool. I know some of the guys are in high school and some of them are in college. So age range is like 16 to 21 or something. So half and half, give or take. Probably more people older. It would make sense because they'd be better. They're better at their instrument. Anyway, I've been doing media for them. I did it one time. I had a competition there. I'm still trying to negotiate payment because people, that's just how it goes. My plan was and is and currently is being carried out to give them samples of stuff and get let them see all the likes and the engagement and all that good stuff. And everyone's like, "Oh, you gotta bring that guy back. That was great. That was awesome." And then they'd be forced to pay me. No, that's not really why I did that, but I always try to give people samples before they pay full price because I feel like that's fair, because what they're paying for is not one video, because otherwise giving them samples wouldn't make any sense. What they're paying for is like a full coverage for the entire season. For me to do media for them, being at multiple competitions and being at what do you call it? Being at their rehearsals and stuff. So yeah, that's really neat. It's now it's 4:04 in the morning. I should probably go to bed. Is there anything else I feel like talking about right now? Yeah, I'm trying out something new on the Instagram right now. I always treat Instagram like a game. I have for a long time. That's why I have 4 accounts. I did a thing with Murphy's Law where I was like posting like every week, every other day, something about the movie, just to promote it. I think I got like 3,000 new account engagements or something. It was like a big deal because normally it's like you get 400 account engagements all month. It's like, dang, all right, what are you gonna do? But yeah, I was trying to like get what do you call it? Get more account engagements for Murphy's Law. Right now, what I'm doing, because I get annoyed when I go through people's stories on Instagram when it's not when it's just like bullshit, for lack of a better word. It's just brain rot. It's brain rot and then a waste of my time. It's like they posted a meme they thought was funny. Great. Cool. Like that's, I don't know, it just seems outdated. One, like that used to be acceptable and it's just not anymore, at least for me. I don't care. And yeah, especially if you're like a quote unquote content creator. If it's like your personal account, you post something funny, like, this is a meme I like. I was like, okay, I get it. But if you're like a content creator and you're posting memes and it's not your own content, it's like I really didn't want to see that. I only follow you because I like what you make, not what you like. I don't know. It's like if you go to a steak restaurant, you don't want them to be like, hey, like look at this. There's this Thai restaurant that we really like. Do you want to try anything from there? It's like, no, I. Why? Why would I want that? No, I want a fucking tomahawk right now. Give it to me, right? And that's how I kind of feel about Instagram right now. So I'm only posting like stuff of mine on my stories right now, and I'm also only posting like, I don't want to say super high quality stuff. Dang, I'm like losing my voice right now. Like super high quality stuff. Yeah, I can't go that deep anymore. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm not posting that kind of thing right now. What the fuck am I saying? Geez. Yeah, I don't want to say I'm posting super high quality stuff right now. Because that would be saying that my stuff is super high quality. I'm posting quality stuff, right? Stuff I think is quality. Better than just posting, oh, like there's this I took this iPhone video, look what I'm doing, man. No, I'm posting like a photo that's already been edited. It's gonna fill the whole screen. It's a vertical photo, it's not a horizontal, it's a vertical. It's filling the entire screen. And it's also, like I said, it's been edited, and it might have some Photoshop in it with some like titling and stuff, where I do all the titling first out of the app, and then I post it, right? So for example, I had this picture of Mac that I took on my iPhone, but I did it with the Raw Max feature. So I got a DNG, and I did it in Lightroom and edited it, and then I threw it in Photoshop and did some titling, and it said the location scout, because that's what we were doing. Because that's what we were doing that day. And then I posted Then I also typed at Mac, his Instagram handle. I'm not gonna say it on here. I posted his Instagram handle also in Photoshop in the thing, and then I posted that photo. Obviously, that handle tag doesn't work if it's embedded in the photo, so I just I added him, and then I made it so small that you couldn't see it anymore. But he was still able to like remix it and collab the post because I had added him in that way, but it was like part of the post. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I had that, and I also posted like a vertical photo of like this car that I saw in Tempe, where I was doing some location scouting, and I added Polar Pro because I bought a lens from them. This is the lens right here, right? It's metal. Just do some ASMR of this Polar Pro lens. It's really cool. It's a 16 millimeter. I really like it. I probably should have gotten the 24, honestly, because I like taking photos with the APS-C crop, which would be like a 26 millimeter. So the 24, the 28, 28's a lot closer to that. But I do like the option to shoot ultra wide. It's kind of cool. What was I saying? So yeah, I added Polar Pro, and then Polar Pro reposted me. I think they have 250,000 followers or something like that. So like a lot of people saw that work, which is pretty sick, man. Pretty cool, pretty awesome. I feel like I'm really good at getting content creators' attention or slash corporations to respond to shit that I say, because I don't say dumb stuff. I say like something like actually interesting. Humble brag. Hey guys, I'm good at getting my stuff reposted by a company that is a film thing, man. Yeah, so I'm trying that thing on my stories. We'll see what happens to engagement. Even if it doesn't help with engagement, I think I'm gonna still do it, just so like there's a mentality around clicking on my picture or my profile that there's my time is gonna be well used. I'm gonna see something that's actually kind of interesting to look at. It's not gonna be some dumb shit, you know. And I think that's all you can ask for. And on that note, I will see you next week. Can you imagine we just ended like that? I think we are gonna just end like that. But yeah, this was fun. I enjoyed doing this again. We should do it more often. When I am, not so busy. And the main reason I haven't been doing this is because I've been talking to so many people about all this recently. Like everything I said to you guys, and I said to you, Ben, talking to myself here. I have already said to like a billion people, multiple times in multiple conversations. Sometimes to the same person. Like talking about my job, I talked to my parents infinitely about that. I've talked to my friend Mac so much about that already, and to just say it for like a fifth time on the podcast was just it wasn't super enticing, for one. Just because talking about yourself is it feels weird. It really does. Unless you're like a complete narcissist, it feels weird. I'm just a partial narcissist, so yeah. So that's been the main reason why, is because I'm actually talking to people about this stuff now. So before I wasn't. I guess apparently I didn't have friends before when I was uploading on this a lot. I think that's what I'm trying to say. uh, yeah. So that's what's been going on. in the life of me. Uh, yeah. So I'm just gonna ramble for as long as possible because I haven't done this in a while. Or maybe I'm not going to, or maybe I am. We've hit a constant stream of of conscious. Oh my gosh, a constant stream of consciousness, consciousness. Yeah, consciousness here on this episode is when that's what we aim for every single time. Um, Sometimes if I'm thinking about what I'm saying, which I'm doing right now because I'm talking about not thinking about what I'm saying, and which causes me to start thinking about what I'm saying and then start saying it that way, which makes the flow conversation not so good. But the now I'm thinking about it. The flow of consciousness that we achieved on this episode was really good. I hope to do that more often. That was kind of the whole point of this because that's how I talk to myself in the car. Whenever I'm driving without music on, I have to turn on the music or a podcast to silence the brain, because otherwise this starts happening when I just keep talking and then I get to work and then my voice is gone because I'm like screaming in the car, like being super emphatic and is that I don't think emphatic is the right word, being super I don't know, just being boisterous and energetic, be like, oh my gosh, like this dude is going in the car, right? And like screaming that at the top of my lungs just because it's fun to do that, especially when you're such like I'm just a chill guy. The entire chill guy meme was able to birth itself and die within the amount of space that I haven't done a recording of this. Isn't that incredible? Oh my gosh. Like, not only that, but like, I've like, what happened is I started dating somebody and then I stopped doing this podcast because like I had somebody to talk to about like this personal stuff, and I didn't feel like I had to do a podcast. What do you know? So I guess like if I get another significant other, then I should try and keep doing this, because I kind of stopped doing it when I had never made that connection before. That's really interesting. I guess it's been long enough in the single world. Yeah, we broke up. It's been long enough in the single world that I have taken up podcasting again. And that's a true sign of male bachelorness. If you have a podcast, man. Um, wow. Okay. Anyway, on that note, to all my single friends out there, we got this. It was just Valentine's Day, and I was playing Destiny 1, um, doing some stuff. Oh my god. I'm finally getting tired. It's 4 a.m. right now. Mac is supposed to be over here probably around 3, which means I need to get up probably around 10, 11 o'clock to get enough hours of sleep and be able to work out in time. So, yeah, I should probably go to bed. Um, we had, oh my gosh, I'm running out of breath. The Credit Man was reviewed by his entire class. And they had a lot of feedback for it, but all of it was feedback for like um, stuff that like I wasn't really doing, because so Mac like wrote and directed it, and I did the just recapping this. I already said this. I did director photography, which is cinematography, camera stuff, editing and coloring, and the music. And sometimes people said, "Oh, I think the music sometimes was a little bit too much," and completely fair critique. I think I definitely went overboard with the music because I was excited about it because I'd never scored a movie before. And then people just had some like taste critiques about the color, and I think it was because the projector just wasn't good. It didn't look good to me. And I know my grade actually looks better than that on a normal monitor. So yeah, it's just like tasting. It's like, oh, I don't like how the color was here. It's like, I don't like that you did grain. You should have not did grain. But it's like, okay, well that was the intention. So you can too bad, I'm not gonna change that because that's why we did that for a reason. It was all intentional. But other than that, really no critiques on stuff for mine. On one hand, it's good because it's like, oh well, you did must did a good job then. But on the other hand, it's like, well, how do I improve? Because I know I'm not perfect. Um, because you know what I mean. I would like to have gotten some more notes on improvement. I even talked to the professor one on one afterward about what I could have done better, and he's like, yeah, they're really not nothing really. I was like, thanks, bro. I really like this guy, this professor, and so it's not like, and he really likes me, so he would have given me good notes. We have a good relationship, and yeah, he didn't have any notes for me, which is kind of nuts. But most of the stuff they had, people had issues with was on a story level, which is really hard because you shoot for the script that you're given. When Mac brought me the script, I intentionally didn't give him really. I gave him a little bit of notes on the script, and he added some things, but I didn't like. He made it very clear that like, hey, this is the story. This is what we're gonna shoot. This is what I want to shoot. So yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't gonna give him like script doctor notes. That's not why he came to me. He came to me to shoot his movie. Um, didn't come to me to fix his script. And so a lot of the stuff that people had issues with was on a script level, on a story level. So, um, yeah, it's gonna be. He's coming over tomorrow to help kind of re-edit the movie and kind of see where it goes from there after we re-edit it. So I don't really know what we're gonna do tomorrow. We gotta go through all of his emails and stuff like that. So I have that to look forward to. Should be a good time. Yeah, my room is in disarray right now because I'm like trying to redo it. So that's kind of gay. Um, but we'll get by. We'll get by. We'll get it done one way or another. Uh, anyways, that is it. That is the podcast. I think we did enough time to be fair and actually have a legitimate upload going. Oh my gosh. So yeah, working on a new film right now of my own. So I might tell Bryce Fimbres, hey, I will color your film, but I can't really edit it. I can, but it's going to take me forever, and I probably won't do a good job because it's been so long since I've done the project. But um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, bro. Um, yeah, the that is it. That is it. I will see you next time. I feel like doing one of these. I don't know when that will be. I don't know when that would be, but I'm assuming it will be sometime sooner than later, because I'm trying to do more uploads, man, to the podcast, to the YouTube, because I have an office now. You know, I think it'd be cool to incorporate the office. They call me Casey Neistat the way I got an office with a classic movie looping in the background. Okay, on that note, it's actually time to wrap up because I'm really thirsty and my throat hurts. So I haven't done this in a while. So I don't have the stamina I used to. Anyway, uh, yep. I'm gonna stop it right now. That's yep.